speak up. I'm Houston City Council member Mike Sullivan, representing District E, which is largely Kingwood on the north, Clear Lake on the south, but also have the South Belt area from Pasadena over to Cullen, Wayside area. Good area, long-time activist at City Hall and in the Republican Party. But for me, this is not a political issue. It's nuts and bolts. And by that I mean it's not the Republicans are right, the Democrats are wrong, or the engineers are right, the conservatives are wrong, or whatever. Let me give you a little history. When I ran for City Council in 2007, Mr. Jones Carter, right? Where'd Bob go? Yeah. His group, Houston Council of Engineering Companies, interviewed me, and they gave me 4 white papers on 4 subjects. And they said, we want to know where you stand on all these subjects. One was term limits, the other was, 2 or 3 other things. The last one was, will you support creation of a dedicated tax to fund drainage improvements in the city of Houston? And I said, no, I won't. And they said, well, we can't endorse you. We will not endorse you if you don't support this effort to create the enterprise fund tax. And I said, I just don't have your endorsement, and I walked out. I didn't get the endorsement. No hard feelings. That happens all the time in politics. Didn't get the endorsement. They endorsed my opponent, but my opponent lost. They funded my opponent lost. I tell you that because I was voting and voicing my constituents' concerns. My constituents didn't want a tax. Doesn't matter if you call it a tax or a fee. I'm going to tell you, does it matter to anybody in here if it's called a tax or a fee? No, it really doesn't. I mean, I'm a pragmatic guy. That's why I got elected. I tell the truth and I tell it like it is. So you don't care if it's a tax or a fee. If it's a tax, at least you can deduct it. If it's a fee, you cannot. But either way, it comes out of your pocket. Now, I'm going to tell you, I will be the first one, and I really mean it, Mr. Jones, to say that we do have drainage problems in Houston. We do need to find a way to fix them. We do have a problem. I am absolutely committed to working on that. This, however, is different, this being Prop 1, because it's brought to you to vote on by special interest groups, the engineers. I'm not attacking them, I'm just calling it what it is. City Council and the mayor are now forced to try to make this work. This is not our preferred way of solving the problem. It'd be much better to be at City Council where it's a collaborative, two-way conversation with the city departments, with elected officials, with the stakeholders. Different parts of towns have different needs. I want to tell you, District E, Kingwood, Clear Lake, we're not getting any money. We will not get a single dollar for road repair out of this, nor will we get a single dollar for drainage repair because we don't have the quote-unquote need. But guess what? My constituents are sending tax dollars downtown, and they're not being spent the way that we think they should be spent. So I will not support the program. I don't support it. I think it's flawed. I think, and I said it at City Council in front of the mayor and everybody, on TV, we have got a gun to our head on Prop 1 because a certain number of people, as they should, signed a petition to get it on the ballot. That's not the way to govern. I'm not opposed to initiative referendum. It's great. Constituents need to tell us what they want. But we have a gun to our head to make this work, and that's a poor way to approach public policy. Churches should not be exempted. I mean, should be exempted and should not be no exemptions. The mayor told me herself personally, she said it publicly, there will be no exemptions. That's bad public policy. Seniors, nonprofits, churches, detention ponds, athletic fields. I mean, there's a lot to be discussed. This is a big issue, and it cannot be decided and fixed and developed in 30 days, 60 days, whatever. Okay, so Mr. Jones says, well, how are you going to fix it? Well, there are a lot of ways. There are a lot of ways to do it. We can sell bonds. Well, it's tough to sell bonds. Well, sure, it's tough to sell bonds, but people buy municipal bonds, and it's time for us to float another bond issue. I'll support putting that on the ballot. That's letting the public decide. Just like this is. The only thing is, when this is created, there's no project list. They're going to monkey with what's called the CIP program, Capital Improvement Plan, which every council member has input on. Why do we have input? Because you voted for us. You elected us to be downtown, to be your voice, not to have private interests tell us what we have to do so it helps them. Sorry to get a little heated. I feel pretty strongly about this. I'm all for sending it to committee. TIA, Transportation Infrastructure Aviation Committee, Flooding and Drainage Committee, great, but it's headed up by Steve Costello, who's an engineer. First guy that gets on council that's an engineer in a long time, and what do? They bring us Prop 1. His sole focus, and I like Steve, he's next door to me in council, but the sole focus seems to be fixing drainage and roads at all costs, and I just don't think we're approaching it the right way. And, you know, all due respect to you, I told you the other night we're just on the opposite sides. Wayne Plot's a prominent engineer on my finance committee. He'll probably bail now, but that's okay. You know, I have a lot of respect for the profession, and I mean that. They do good work. They're critically important to how this city operates and functions. We have like 175 engineering firms that the city has interviewed and qualified to do work for us. We need the engineering community. Vital services provided to the city, and we can't do without them. But I don't think they're right on this one. I've just got to say, I don't think they're right. I did not want to come out and campaign against Prop 1. This is the first public venue I've been in where I talked against Prop 1. It's not a fight I wanted to get into. It's not what I ran for, but I feel so strongly about it that I've got to give the voice to the other side, and I think it's the right side to be on. So, Pastor, thank you. And,